Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 3 of our look at the Pocket Toys Ruiner B box set, which is their take on the Combaticons and Bruticus. Parts 1 and 2 we looked at Brawl and Swindle. Here we have Blastoff. And he's a mostly brown shuttle, like the original toy. So he's molded in this light brown plastic with some darker brown accents on the wings and nose tip. It's got purple here up at the cockpit, some lighter purple on the wings, and darker purple on the bottom, which becomes his chest. He has some landing gear here that folds in and out, and he has the bottoms of some wheels just molded in here, so looks like he's got landing gear on the front and the back. For his weapons, what we'll do is from the baggie, we had these two blasters. They're connected together, and there's a tab slot connection in the center, so you just pull that apart like that. And to store them on Blastoff, what they want you to do is take this bigger peg. There's two different pegs here. I want you to take the bigger peg and plug it into the wing like this, with this piece facing out. Do that on the other side as well. And then his last weapon, if you bring in the big blaster, this piece right here will pop off. And you can take this piece and hinge it down like so, and turn it over. And there's a little peg here that you can flip out like that. Now, store, you can do one of two things. You can plug it in up top here like that. If you want to, you can store it on the bottom. You need to bring in this piece here. I called it a flight stand connector in the first video, but for Blastoff at least, this is meant to hold this gun. So this is the smaller of the two connectors, and it has this little notch piece here. If I bring in Blastoff, I don't know how well you can see it, but right in there there's a little notch, so you're going to line that up just like that, push it in like that, then you can bring the gun and plug it in to the bottom there. Now if you do that, you can't sit level at all, so if you wanted them to display like that, it might be better to plug that up top. Another thing you can do, since if you look here, the one weapon has this peg down here, which means he's going to be lifting up one side more than the other. You can take this and plug it in using the smaller peg, like that. And then both of these weapons will be sitting flush, and looks a little bit better. So whatever you want to do, but there we have Blastoff all armed up in his alt mode. And here's Blastoff next to his G1 counterpart. You can see this version of Blastoff is bit more angular, a little bit more stylized compared to the G1, which is closer to the original NASA shuttlecraft. The coloration is a little bit different. This one's definitely lighter brown. It doesn't have the black accents like the original had. Still, I think this one looks pretty good. To To get Blastoff into his robot mode, what we're going to do is turn him upside down. These are going to be his feet. So what we're going to do is going to flip this out and then rotate the foot around. So this gunmetal section is facing forward. Same thing for the other foot, like that. Then for the wings, this section here, there's a small tab slot connection here. Just gonna pull that out, and then on this hinge, you're gonna bring it down, like that. Then fold the whole wing back so it's sitting like this. Same thing on the other side. Bring this down, flip it around. This piece here, you're going to swing it out like that. Swing the other side out to expose the thighs. Around here, we're going to pull the back section down like that. And we're going to get the legs out by just kind of rocking it back and forth until the legs pull out like this. And just keep going until this hinge section comes into contact with this piece of the leg. So it's going to look like that. Then you can take this piece here, fold it back, fold the other one back, and the legs split apart. There's a single tab slot connection here that's holding that together. For the arms, to get them first, you want to take this cockpit section and fold it down like this. Then you can just bring the arms apart. Fold up the landing gear. Bring the arms down. Turn it around. This piece here, there's a little tab slot, so you're just going to pop that up. Bring this kind of wherever you want. And then like in the G1 toy, this nose cone section here will just rotate around to expose the fist. Same thing on the other side. Bring this down, around. Bring up the shoulder pad. Rotate the fist around. Then the last thing to do here is Blastoff's head's in there. So I'll just grab this little purple tab to help pull him up and then pop it up the rest of the way. Just like that. There we have Blastoff transformed into his robot mode. And like Brawl and Swindle, this is a pretty good looking robot mode. As far as movement, you can turn the head. This one will turn all the way around. These shoulder pads will sit wherever you would like to put them. You have ball joints like on the other figures, so the arm will spin all the way around. Move up and down. You have a little bit of rotation, or side-to-side movement at the shoulder. You have a mushroom peg here for bicep rotation. That much bend at the elbow. And the wrists will rotate around. As far as the waist, you can move the waist around. Oh, this section here will flip down too. You can rotate the waist fully. Ball joint here, so you have a little bit of side-to-side movement at the waist and a separate mushroom peg for thigh rotation. You can bend the knee that much. As far as the feet, they are on ball joints so you can rotate them around and move them from side to side. For blast-off's weapons, as per the instruction, I want you to take these two blasters and plug them in here. So you can either put it in like this or like that, whichever you want to do. Because it's angled, it looks a little funny to me, but that's where the instructions tell you to put it. And then this last blaster here, say to hold in his hand like this. Of course, you can take these smaller blasters off. You can put them, you can hold one in each hand. You can use either peg. This one, the longer pegs are probably a little bit better to help for clearance. So you can have him doing that. He also has this port on the back. So if you want, you can store that there. You can take these two and you can stick them together. You can either be holding like one big gun like that. You can have this down here, or you can store this piece in the back as well. Whatever you want to do there. Maybe turn it around. He's got some kind of a jetpack going on. But there you have Blast Off, all armed up in his robot mode. Here is Pocket Toys Blast Off next to his G1 counterpart in their robot modes. You can see replicated a lot of components from the G1 toy. That was neat how they kept the transformation for the hands, just flipping the nose cone around, just added a little bit more detail. Well, any detail, there's no detail in this guy here, but I think they both look good. To get Blast Off back into his alt mode, here's the head. We're just going to push it back into this cavity here. So it sits like that. The arms, take the hands, rotate it around like that, straighten out the arm so that you can bring this shoulder piece down, and this little tab is going to go into the slot right here on the forearm, just like that. Same thing for the other side. Bring the hand around, straighten out the arm, peg the shoulder pad into the forearm. Rotate both arms around and just bring them up. Now they won't peg together. They're held together via these two tabs, which go into the slots on the underside of the cockpit, here in this clear purple section. So bring the cockpit down and just push that into place like that. For the legs, what we'll do here is open up these thigh pieces. So we're going to hinge here to bring this whole piece up like that and get it pushed in all the way. So it's like that. Do the same thing on the other side, and while you're doing that, since it'll be close together, I'll show you now. There's one tab and slot connection right there to hold the legs in place. So we'll get that up here, get the thigh pushed in like that, tab the two pieces together, bring these thigh covers back down. For the wings, we'll hinge this piece up. Oh, I almost forgot this little piece on his top side, bring that back up, because that's going to be in our way. There, you want that like that. So I'll bring this over. This tab here is going to go into that slot in there, so let's line that up. Same thing on the other side. Line that up. And bottom pieces of the wing should straighten out while you're doing all that. So everything looks like that. For the feet, I'm going to rotate the feet around and bring them down like that. Same thing on the other side, rotate it around, bring it so it's sitting like that. And then up here at the front, flip down the landing gear pieces. There you have Blast Off back in his alt mode. To get Blast Off into his combined mode, what we're going to do is we're going to fold the wings back up. So unpeg this piece, bring it down, fold the wing up, bring this piece down, fold the wing up. Now we're going to rock this back section down like this, take this piece, bring it out. Then what we're going to do here is this black section down at the bottom of Blast Off, that's where the elbow joint is. So we're going to bring that out. And we want to get this rectangular piece here to line up with the bottom of Blast Off robot chest. So it looks like that. Straighten them out. Now this is going to form the right arm for Bruticus. So how you want this oriented when he goes into combine mode is the combiner port is over here. So this section is going to go onto Bruticus. So the way you want to angle this is I'm going to turn this around like that. The bottom here, where these two ports are, is going to take the right hand for Bruticus. And the hand here, each finger and thumb is on ball joints, so you can move them around however you want. And there's also hinges on each finger and thumb so that you can pose those. There's also a mushroom peg so you can have wrist rotation. And what you want to do is you want to take these two posts here, and they're going to go right in here. Just line that up and plug it in. So you got the hand. You can store two of the weapons here. So we're going to take these pieces, plug them back together, and then these flat sections we're going to bring out like this, and this part here is going to go into this cavity right there. So just push that in there and it'll be held in place by friction. And there you have a little bit of weapon storage, and that kind of helps hide the fact that this is just the bottom side of Blast Off. But there you go. There you have Blast Off in his combined mode. Some final thoughts on Blast Off. Design-wise, just like Brawl and Swindle, he has good-looking robot and alt modes. Transformation is simple yet fun. Playability-wise, the only thing here that I think would hinder enjoyment is when you're transforming him, this waist section wants to come unclipped just due to the fact that the elbow joint for the combined mode is right there. So that could cause some issues if whoever's playing with it doesn't have a whole lot of patience. But other than that, pretty solid. He holds his poses, prints just as well as Swindle does. Durability-wise, the only thing I'd really be worried about breaking maybe if you have a younger kid or someone who's not patient, moving the wing sections here, or small pieces of plastic, could maybe twist and break them off. But other than that, I found him to be pretty sturdy. And overall, he's the same quality as Brawl and Swindle. That's about all I have to say about Blastoff. So the next couple videos, I'll look at Vortex and Onslaught, and we'll finish things off with Bruticus. But until then, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.